Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Krishna Panitharatna.
Investigations have uncovered that the bombs that caused the explosions at the Boston Marathon on Monday were disguised as pressure cookers.
We have a comprehensive report on the ongoing investigations coming up on the news, but first a look at the headlines.
Electricity tariffs increased with effect from the 12th of April. The UK says it will do all it can to encourage Sri Lanka to demonstrate adherence to Commonwealth values. And Minister Rajasena Ratna levels an allegation at politicians.
මේ රටේ මේ ජාතිවාදය ආගම්වාදය ඔක්කොම ආරම්භ කරේ මේ රටේම දේශපාලනය.
The mayor of the Gampa Municipal Council, who was arrested this afternoon, has been released on bail. Bail was granted after the mayor was produced before the Gampa Magistrates Court today.
The acting Gampaha magistrate ordered that the mayor of Gampaha be released on two sureties of 150,000 rupees and bail set at 15,000 rupees. The mayor was arrested on charges of obstructing police officers who were engaged in traffic duty in Yakkala last night. The police media spokesperson said the mayor had threatened a group of police officers who were inspecting a motorcycle. Justice Isra Jayavilal Diabru was sworn in before President Mahinda Rajapaksa today as the acting president of the Court of Appeal.
Justice Isra Jayavilal Diabru was sworn in at Temple Trees today before the president. Justice Diabru was thus appointed as the President of the Court of Appeal, as Justice S. Sri Skandaraja is currently abroad.
News first travelled to Moratuwa today to follow up on a story we reported last Thursday.
ඔබට මතකද තිලින ජයසිංහව?
Do you remember Tilina Jayasinghe? Tomorrow marks a fortnight since Tilina, who was boarded here, went missing. What happened to him is still a puzzle to all of us.
දුනේ. අපි හැමෝටම තාමත් ඒක ප්‍රේලිකාවක්.
Tilina Jayasinghe, who is a student of the German Technical Training Institute, was last seen leaving this boarding house. His friends said that he set off from the boarding house to purchase a phone top-up card and some painkiller tablets. We met an uncle of Tilina's when we visited his place today. He revealed that although it was said that Tilina had gone out to purchase painkillers, painkiller tablets were found in 2 bags belonging to Tilina.
මේක බෑග් එකෙන් තියනවද තාම? මේකනේ අපි බලමු. මේක නේද? මේක. තියනවනේ.
Tilina's uncle said that Tilina does not usually go to the shop to purchase phone top-up cards.
කාඩ් එකක් ගේන්න යන්න හේතුකුත් නැහැ. මොකද නිතරම අපිට කෝල් එකක් දෙනවා, එක මැසේජ් එකක් ගන්නවා පෙනවනට මේ කාඩ් එකක් දාන්න කියලා. ඉතින් අපි අපේ රීලෝඩ් තියනවනේ දා කාඩ් දානවා. මේ ගියා මෙහා ගිය ගමන් අපට සල්ලිත් ගෙනත් දෙනවා.
Meanwhile, Tilina's father had also arrived in Moratuwa to inquire from the Moratuwa police about any latest developments regarding his son. I come to the police day and night. They don't have any details yet. They are asking me whether I am aware of his whereabouts. Another uncle of Tilina's was also in Moratuwa today. He said that he phoned Tilina at 8:46 p.m. on the day he went missing. The results were released on that day. I called him. He answered the phone and spoke only 2 to 3 words. The time was 8:46 p.m. We first reported on this incident last Thursday. We also reported about an individual on a motorbike who was paying close attention to the News First team, who were gathering information on the incident that day.
The Inspector General of Police says that an investigation was initiated yesterday into a complaint that was lodged, which noted that plans are afoot to launch an attack targeting MTV and MBC networks and journalists attached to MTV and MBC. IGP N.K. Ilangakun said investigations are being conducted by the Slave Island Police. The IGP added that the Colombo Crimes Division will assist in the investigation.
Information received by MTV and MBC yesterday indicated that a certain group was plotting to attack the media network and journalists attached to the network. This information also indicated that the plotters are gathering information on journalists working for MTV and MBC. Information had come to light that this group is also making inquiries into a news report telecast on News First last week and the journalists involved in the report. Information had come to light that staff at the MTV and MBC offices in Ratmalana or Colombo could be the target of such an attack. Representatives of MTV and MBC lodged a complaint with the Slave Island Police with regard to this information. We are informing the public on this matter because 2 days prior to the January 2009 attack on the MTV-MBC studio complex in Depanama, a complaint was lodged with the police regarding threats that had been received. It is also no secret that journalists who were assassinated or abducted in the recent past received similar threats. Given prior attacks, we are paying strict attention to this matter.
Meanwhile, issuing a communique, the media organizations collective has called on the Inspector General of Police to pay maximum attention to the security of the MTV and MBC media network and journalists working there. The communique notes that the collective is concerned with the threat that has been made against News First journalists.
The communique notes that incidents of this nature cannot be disregarded, adding that such threats make it clear that the terror being faced by the media in this country is growing. The collective points out that the MTV and MBC media network faced a major attack on the 6th of January 2009 against a backdrop where the police had been informed of threats which had been received. The collective notes that in the event of recurrence, the heads of security units must bear the responsibility for it. Furthermore, the communique adds that the Media Organizations Collective calls upon security heads, including the IGP, to take maximum steps to ensure the security of MTV and MBC journalists and to conduct a comprehensive investigation into the complaint lodged with the police.
Meanwhile, several political representatives also expressed their views on this matter.
සිරස මාධ්‍ය ජාලය විනාශ කරන්නට ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණු පළවෙනි අවස්ථාව මේ නොවේ.
This is not the first time that persons have acted to destroy the Sirasa Media Network. The 20 million people of this country have not forgotten the attempt in 2009 to destroy the Sirasa Media Network, which provides a unique service to the people and people's lives. Even then, when a complaint had been lodged with the police 2 days prior and all security officials, the government and relevant authorities were informed, a terrorist attack was launched on the Sirasa Media Network. I wish to remind people once again of what the government said when Sirasa was attacked. The government said that they organized the attack themselves because they were bankrupt and wanted to claim insurance. Another group said it was carried out by Ravi Karunanayaka's people and 1 or 2 people were arrested in Kottawa as well. Back then, various ghosts were sent to attack the Sirasa Media Network and prevent the right of the people to listen to an independent media, and today the court cases into this have been taken to the coffin. The new year commenced with an attack on the press of the Udayan newspaper and the right of the people in the north to receive information and the right of journalists to work at a media institution was set fire to. The Sirasa Media Network has been threatened before. It was set fire to once, but no one has been arrested in connection with these incidents. When representatives of a media institution lodge a complaint with the police noting that there is a plan to attack them and that information has come to light to this effect, then it is the duty of a responsible government to inquire into it and reveal the truth to the country.
වගකීමක් තියෙන ආණ්ඩුවක කාර්යභාරය තමයි ඒ පිළිබඳ තොරතුරු හොයලා ජනතාවට සත්‍ය එළිදරව් කරන එක.
Still to come in the news. Evidence reveals that Boston bombs were disguised as pressure cookers. Details from the News First International Desk.
The official in charge of land takeovers in the Vaunia and Mannar districts has issued an announcement that a 20-acre plot of land in Peyadikulankulam will be taken over for public needs. The announcement refers to the takeover of private lands located near the A9 highway in Peyadikulankulam in the Nochimotte Grama Niladari division, which comes under the purview of the Vaunia Divisional Secretariat.
The announcement issued by the officer in charge of land takeovers in the Vaunia and Mannar districts notes that the lands are being taken over to permanently construct the headquarters of the 56th Brigade, which is already located there. The announcement further notes that the lands are to be taken over as per the instructions of the Ministry of Land and Land Development under Sections 2 of Act No. 28 of 1964 pertaining to the takeover of lands for public needs. However, the owners of the land are asking that their lands be returned to them.
The land where the army camp is located is our land that has been with us for generations. Our ancestors lived here. We have been cultivating the land for a long time. In 1990, when we were displaced, the army established a camp here. Since then, the land has not been returned to us. We have been informed that the land is to be taken over completely. We are saddened by this. We only have this land. We are currently living at our relatives' homes.
We were displaced in 1990 and have been living amid much hardship. We were very saddened when we heard the news that the land is to be taken over.
The Ministry of Land and Land Development is currently working to only take over lands in the north and east identified by the Ministry of Defence as essential and to provide alternate lands for the people residing there, or in the event that there is no alternate land, to compensate them for the land in accordance with Proposal 9/142 of the LLRC report. We are taking over this land by fulfilling these requirements. We have informed the landowners that the land is to be taken over for state requirements. They can receive alternate lands, or as I said before, we can take steps to provide them with compensation from the 200 million rupee fund.
වන්දි මුදල් මම අර කලින් කියපු මිලියන 200 යටතේ අපිට වන්දි මුදලුත් ඒ පුජ්‍යලයන්ට ලබා දීමට කටයුතු කරන්න පුළුවන්.
The United Kingdom says that it will do all it can to encourage Sri Lanka to demonstrate adherence to Commonwealth values of human rights, democracy and the rule of law, particularly ahead of Sri Lanka's hosting of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in November. This was stated in the annual Human Rights and Democracy Report 2012 launched by the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Sri Lanka is amongst 27 countries of concern mentioned in the UK Human Rights and Democracy Report 2012.
The report has focused on several key points regarding Sri Lanka, including access to justice and the rule of law, elections, conflict and protection of civilians, women's and children's rights, human rights defenders, freedom of expression and assembly. The Human Rights and Democracy Report states that the human rights situation in Sri Lanka in 2012 remained of serious concern, with a number of negative developments, including with regard to freedom of expression and media and judicial independence. The report says that further progress was made on reintegration and ex-combatants and resettlement of internally displaced persons. However, there continues to be reports of further abductions and disappearances, although the number reduced from spring 2012 onwards compared to 2011 levels. The report notes that there were a number of reported instances of intimidation of human rights defenders, including those attending the March Human Rights Council, members of the legal profession and the media. According to the report, a key focus in 2013 will be Sri Lanka's follow-up to the 2012 Human Rights Council resolution on Sri Lanka, including implementation of the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission recommendations. The report states further that the Universal Periodic Review follow-up will also be important.
The body of an individual was discovered in the Beira Lake down Bastion Mawata this morning.
According to the police, the body was discovered at around 3 a.m. following a tip-off. The deceased individual is yet to be identified. The magisterial inquiry into the death was conducted this morning. The remains of the deceased are currently lying at the police morgue.
Sport is meant to condition people to be humble in victory and gracious in defeat. However, a cricket match held in Talawakele yesterday ended in a clash which led to the death of a person.
A clash broke out between two groups following an argument over the result of a cricket match held in Madakumbara Watagoda in Talawakele yesterday. 18-year-old Sukumar Parthivan, a resident of Upper Madakumbara, was killed in the clashes. The police say that Parthivan died after he was beaten with a stump. He bowled the last over and they scored the most runs off that over and won the match. Because of this, a fight broke out and he and his brother were targeted. We somewhat settled the argument, saying it was only a game. Then we brought him as well and came to a friend's house and washed up. Afterwards we returned to the grounds in the evening to play volleyball. We finished the game and then as we were returning home, me and another friend stopped by a shop. He was beaten while he was alone. They had been hiding and waiting for him. Another youth who was injured in the incident has been admitted to the Nuwara Base Hospital. The police say they have arrested one suspect involved in the incident. The magisterial inquest at the crime scene was held this afternoon. Our reporter says that the victim's body is currently lying at the Nuwara Base Hospital.